Hey there guys, Mac Junkie here. Just wanted to make a quick video comparing the Wave and the Vulp. Two new trainers, well the Vulp's been out for a bit, but the Wave is a bit newer. Two trainers released by Artsy and then of course Will Hirsch, both made by Nibali's. And I just wanted to make a video going over the two of them because there's a bit of a price difference. The Vulp here, $65. The Wave being $75, so $10 more. You don't really get anything more. You know, design is subjective. The Wave, there's a bit of stuff on there. The Wave is being advertised as a sharpenable trainer, right? And I could see this, you know, this being sharpened. However, if you look, I hope this is shown up on camera, but right here you can see how it gets a bit thicker towards the edge. So I don't know how you would put a point or a tip on this, unless maybe you want to tackle that idea. Now, interestingly, I like the way that the Wave flips more. I like the way that this flips more than the Vulp. It's got a bit more handle bias, which I prefer when I'm flipping. So for me, rollovers, chaplains, stuff like that are easier to handle. However, hear that? Yeah. This thing gets tap so fast. And I Loctited it. And it still, after letting it sit for 24 hours, it got tap 10 minutes after flipping it, after Loctiting it. I Loctited the Vulp. Still no tap. No tap, and I've flipped this thing for probably combined, you know, maybe around 4 or 5 hours since I got it. And oh, there it goes. Oh my gosh, okay. Since I Loctited it, and this thing has done great. They both have T10 hardware. You can see how much thinner. Hopefully, I hope I have the camera framed okay. I was doing a bunch of testing before this. I just got my phone on my forehead, so. But you can see how much thinner the handles get. They both have a bit of an hourglass, right? But you can see how much thinner these handles get. I believe this also helps it with holding chaplains. And when it comes to the tap, right? So it's really easy to tune out. I can easily just grab a T10 bit, just chuck it in there and tighten the 2 screws. And magically, tap is gone. It's great. But it's interesting how the Loctite didn't hold and how it just gathers tap so fast after tightening it. Luckily, I have one of those Squid Industries like little keychain Torx bits. So if I was going to beat this thing, it would be fine. It would be fine. You just have to tighten it as much as a washer knife, honestly. So kind of a downside there. But either way, it is still really cool how good cheap balisongs are. Going back to the design here, the Vulp has much more grip. You can see how it has a lot more milling for grip all across the face. Really good jimping. This thing is, it's hard to drop this thing, except like how I did early in the video. But it's pretty hard to drop this thing. It has great handle texture, and it's hard to drop. The Wave, on the other hand, as you can see, has a decent amount of grip near the area where you're doing fans. Stuff like that, or grip for, you're doing your rollovers, stuff like that. It has, fine grip, but you can see how the rest is just completely smooth on the sides. But it does have decent jimping, and it has a cool little milling right here, which does help for things like knuckle dusters. I have tape right here, but knuckle dusters, it does those fine. This thing, it has above average grip. It has better grip, in my opinion, than the Vortex. Sorry, I almost forgot the name. This thing is just so smooth that even with these, more cutouts, this thing feels so much easier to drop than the Wave. But that being said, where was I? I was going somewhere. Oh yes, the blade. I talked about how it can, how it gets thicker here, but I have a bite handle marker on this, and I never have bite handle markers on any of my knives, even my live blades. And this one has a bite handle marker because of how weird it looks when it's closed. Now, if you look at it a bit closely, you can tell that the blade is there, but I'm so used to flipping Tonto knives, or just knives in general, like any knife that you can, you know, I can see there, usually through the speed channels, that like, okay, there's the blade on the chab, stuff like that. When I'm flipping Tonto, I'm so used to that, you know, slant, meaning that the blade is on this side, because I'm so used to, maybe it'll be easier to see with the silver one. I'm so used to having that slant mean the blade is here, that if I do decide to sharpen this, I'm going to need that by handle marker, because there will be so many times when I'm flipping, right? And this is what everybody does when they're flipping. Once you get familiar with a knife, you can learn just by flipping, you can kind of feel, or just by looking at the blade as it's spinning, you can tell if you're holding the right handle or not. Or you usually just learn a combination of moves that you know will not cut you if you're doing them right. And with this knife, that Tonto, well, it's not a Tonto, but well, it's like a weird Tonto. But with that blade edge being on like pretty much the opposite side of that slant, that's the reason I put a bite handle marker on there. Just in case I do end up deciding to sharpen this, it might be a kind of fun little project to do. But when it comes down to which one you should get, even though I like the way the Wave flips more, and I might as well get the box real quick because it does have the same, I guess I'll get both of them while I'm at it, why not? It comes with a very, whoops, something just fell. It comes with a very similar box that the Vulp comes with, right? And it has the same sort of stuff. Let me just open the box here. Oh. Everything you see in here will also be with Will Hirsch's knife. So you can see how it's got Loctite, it's got a bit. Don't use that. Easy way to strip your screws. But it has replacement washers, bushings, screws. It has a bit in there. It's pretty cool stuff. Really cool, like, you know, things to have included in the box with a Balisong. And you'll get the same things if you get a knife from Will Hirsch, or a trainer. I don't know how much I have in here. It's possible I took some stuff out of here, so. I took the foam insert out. This... Okay, actually, that is interesting. This does come with lube. I forgot. The Vulp comes with lube and a little applicator, Loctite. It does come with the same bits, same all that. And it has a Allen key bit in there. But that is interesting. I'm happy I found that out. So there is lube included with the Vulp. I'm going to just double check the Artsy box just in case it's in there and I'm being stupid. Any lube? No lube. No lube with Artsy's Balisong trainer, and out of everything except the replacement hardware, I would like lube is the most important thing. The Loctite, you know, you can just deal with tightening your knife over and over again, or in the case of this Balisong, at least in my experience, even after Loctiting it, having a lot of issues with it just getting tap again right away. Just put these back in there. So whichever one you want to get. It really is personal preference. I would still get the Vulp even though it doesn't flip as good, in my opinion. One thing I have done to negate the you know, poorer flipping performance, and again, it's all subjective, so I got some zippy caps. Throw the zippy caps on there, handle bias, problem solved. So it's perfect. But yeah, that's just a quick video. About these two, since they are really competitive, both made by the same companies, but with different designers. And hopefully it helps you out in your purchasing decision if you're thinking about either one of these. And thanks for watching.